Like imagine if I don't know, you when you like punch a glass of wine to make to open it because the cork's stuck. Like imagine if you never felt like the pain from the glass, or I don't know, but like it wouldn't be a bad. I still don't think we would obviously would do something that dumb, but sensitivity is a double-edged sword. If it's easier for me to feel pain or to hear sound, or I may think the world is too loud or too painful, um and if it's not, you know, if I don't have a healthy level of ability to feel pain, on the other hand, I could really get hurt by being careless. And if you walked into a store with many TVs and they were playing the exact same channel, so like they're all set to volume 50 out of from 1 to 100, maybe the volumes will still differ because it's different models of TV. And at 50, one has a 5,000 watt speaker and the other has a, I don't know, but those numbers were entirely made up. But I still think there's a difference in terms of how people experience in the world. And I think of our level of sensitivity in a sense as a volume like a permanent volume meter level. So like some people are on level 50 where the news channel that's like playing, which is like the experiences that they're having, the like TV channel that's playing through them, the experience, the energy that's coming through them isn't um isn't gonna come all the way through. So like if they're set at level volume 10, uh you can hardly hear what the show is actually playing if you're not like sitting right next to it. But if it's set to 100, any channel is gonna come out loud, loud and booming. But and it could be the exact same TV model. I think this is a really bad example now that I think about it, but I just feel like we need to recognize that it's not always like, we can have sensitive skins, sensitive feelings. Um, we can have disgust, like sensitive to. You could say that emotion of disgust. It's just an emotion. Okay. Um, sensitive to information, but that's also an emotional thing. Like certain things could triggers or um obviously physical. There's a lot of things, right? Like you can be sensitive to touch but maybe not sensitive to light. But I think most people are sensitive to in roughly the same proportions to roughly like I'm just gonna say the terms like normies. When I say, if I said that, or NPC, these are people with like relatively, they share like some kind of similar mix of sensitivities to things. On the other hand, there are other like very more sensitive. So like if for suffering, for instance, animal suffering, whenever I watch war clips of war, or like the Hutu and Tutsi Rwanda like genocide basically, anything like that, when I see that, it just knowing that it happened, just like the rape of Nanking, things like that, just knowing that they happened is like absurd to me. So the application of the signal is that's like a hard coded, I think, value for certain categories of things for certain people, and that's a lot of generics, but some portion or segment of the population shares, I think, to a large extent, a similar spread or arrangement of sensitivities in the same or roughly the same proportions. Whereas other people, for instance, are more sensitive to seeing maybe injustice, someone getting treated unfit, bullied, someone that's like you may be sensitive to what the other human being in that scenario is feeling. Sometimes sensitive to both, like the sadness for the bully, like in the long run. I almost been jumped before, and I was later kind of like sad for the guys who almost did, but they probably would have tried to kill me, or I mean beat me up pretty bad. So So, being sensitive, it's not that great in certain respects, but then in other respects, it allows for like. I notice when I'm in a store and like volume of the speakers are too loud, that doesn't go away for me. And maybe that's why I was thinking about volume. Is just, I think some people can go into a store and like, oh, they're playing Taylor Swift. Well, that's okay. Why can't you see? And they just start getting into it. I'm like, yo, I don't. I'm not complaining about that music in particular. I'm just saying like I just wanted to have a quiet shopping experience where I look. Are they? Is it that? Is it uncomfortable for human beings to shop in silence in a grocery store? I really, it really makes me curious. But man, it depresses me though. Like I walk in there and they're playing this music, and I'm like, yo, can you? I think it's because if they didn't do that, I don't know. No, there's certain stores where it's just like too loud. But yeah, huh? Now that I think about it, I don't know. I used to. I don't know that I've walked into so many stores that are playing that loud music recently. I think it used to be a thing. Maybe people started complaining about it because they can't hear their cell phone conversations or something. Maybe that was before the cell phone. I'm just gonna look down at my phone, and people could avoid uncomfortable silences across long aisles to pass by strangers. I don't know. What was I gonna talk about? I'm done ranting. All right. See you in the next one. Bye.